upgrading the Hullavator. I'm gonna show you how this one is stock factory. See how easy I can pull this? This one is so difficult to pull this. The reason is we need to put Outback on the top of the car. So this is a needed upgrade. It will avoid all your warranty, but I'm not here responsible for that. You do your own choice. But you know, they should make this thing better. All right, so the Hullavator upgrade, as we will see, replacing this thing, the Strut from Hullavator. The factory one, it's very weak, supports 40 pounds of lifting power, supposedly. However, we got a better one. Where's my better one? I don't know. It's probably in the car somewhere. Now, we're gonna upgrade with this one right here. It's made by this company right here. I'll list the part number in description. You can get it from your hardware store. Contact your local representative or whatever. Figure it out. This is a much beefier Strut. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's pretty stupid, but hey, if it works, it's not stupid. Let's try it. So there's the parts we need. We need a drill. DeWalt makes it best, but Milwaukee's better, just saying. 5/8, yes, 5/8, yeah.
5/16.
5/16, okay. Yeah, and then parts. You need this like U-shaped bolt. Go to your local Ace Hardware. I don't know, figure it out. I forgot the size. And 2 of these wire hose clamp. Yeah, 2 of these hose clamp, and most important part, coat hanger. You need the coat hanger, and we'll show you why in a second. Well, a couple minutes. And you have to find a way to compress this Strut. Okay, so let's do this. So first, we're gonna drill this rivet out. You want to drill out the rivet, and then on the other side, you need to pop this out. Now, I gotta be careful. You need to find something to wedge in between. That's why I use a Harbor Freight jack stand thing, because this thing's probably need to get recalled anyway. So you want to wedge this here.
Other way, actually.
Other way, yeah, it's better.
Yeah, using notches, yeah.
Yeah, and then
There you go. Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. And ideally, you can use a punch. We don't have that luxury today because I forgot to bring one. So a screwdriver will work. Wedge it forward.
Yeah.
Here. Want to wedge
Grab
it
the
forward?
pliers.
Where's the plier? Right here. All right. This out goes to trash can. Let it go. So this way you don't damage this plastic. You need to save this. As you can see, this old Strut is already out. Next thing what we have to do is pull this open and unscrew it. And the end cap right here, remove it and save it. Be careful, do not break it. All right, and this you can resell it, beat people with it. I don't know, something. Now the new one, one of the most important part is we have to compress it. You can use a bottle jack or a jack stand and a Subaru. Okay, the jack stand and the Subaru. We'll show you how to do this. It's stupid, but if it works, it's not stupid. Well, what, 2 nuts?
I think these 2, or is it something?
I think they're the same.
They're all the same?
Yeah. You want to do that to protect the threading. And here's the fun part, the measurement. So the measurement is from the tip. Should I put the end cap on for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to measure from the end cap, but this is what you do when compress. You want to protect the thread, so put two nuts on it. And for the end cap, you can screw all the way in, but the angle will be off. However, you just need to turn this. You want to make sure the bottom over here is completely tight. So the top you can loosen a little bit just to line up with this hook right here. Now, we have to measure because this hole right here needs to align with this hole, which is, we already measured as 2.5 inch. It's exactly 2.5 inch. So we need to compress 2.5 inch. That's what we have to do. So now it's the difficult part, and I'll try my best to explain. The coat hanger, when you compress the strut, you're actually using the hose clamp, coat hanger, and this U-shaped clamp to hold the strut after you compress it. So we're holding in place. Now you have this opening here, and you also have the opening over here. That's after you install everything, you can have access to remove it. The nuts need to be facing forward, facing outward, so you can remove these. And you also need a needle nose plier to get everything out afterwards. The way to measure it is, we already know you have to compress 2.5 inch. And you have a lot of math to deal with. So it's 2.5 and plus. So how do I measure this? I already forgot. You got to do a lot of trial and error. So right here from the tip to this center of the space is 5 inch total, right? So what we have to do when we put our tape on is, so what happened is you want to measure from this hole right here, that's where the strut, that's how much you have to compress, and to center the window, that's 2.5 inch roughly. Let's see. That's why metric system's better. 2 3/8, okay? 2 3/8. So that's where the U-clamp gonna go. So you want to measure from the tip to 2 3/8. You want to put a piece of tape right here. So that's where the U-clamp's gonna go. So we have to tape this. So we measure 2.5 inch from here. So this way, because that's not only how much we'll compress. Now, once we compress, this tip or this hole will line up with this, and this edge of the tape, bottom of the tape, that's where you want to put this U-clamp on. And the red marking is basically to tell you when we compress it, the nut has to face this way so we can remove it. Same thing over here. This is where this area right here corresponding to the window, the access window we have. That's where the two hose clamp going. Again, mark for direction so we know which side is up so we can remove it. If you don't understand, I get it. This is rocket science. So again, we have to compress this strut 2.5 inch to make sure it fits. So you want to measure from the base of the strut 2.5 inch. And once you measure 2.5 inch, let me get a piece of tape ready. What you want to do is, we do 2.5 inch, and you got to understand we got to go bottom of the tape should be at a 2.5 inch. So when you compress it, when it reaches the bottom, you'll know that's 2.5 inch, and you should be good to go. That's where you stop compressing. And then we will show you how to hold it after you compress. You're gonna compress this. Yeah. Hose clamp right here. You notice the nut matches my red marking facing up. Right here, you can just put this U-clamp or whatever that is over here temporarily, because once you compress it, then you have to adjust to lock it in. How are we compressing it? A floor jack and a Subaru. What's this thing called? That's a hitch for bike rack. A hitch for something. Yeah, that's a hitch for bike rack. So let's do this and compress. So what we do, we have to use this, we don't want to spend money to buy a bottle jack or shop press. Unless you have one. If you don't have one, use something like this. One of the best things to do is like back of F250. Yeah, back of F250 works. F150 works. Chevy might break down in the middle, so be careful with Chevy. That's a joke. So what we're gonna do is we actually need to start pressing. So your hand wanna be, make sure this goes straight.
You see it moving? See
Yeah,
the tape
once,
moving?
yeah. See, you'll see the tape moving. That's where it is, and then see if it's out of the way a little bit. You have to push the jack a little bit forward to straighten out, or else it's. I mean, it's not gonna be bad, but it's just easier when you do compress. Now, do a little bit, 1 millimeter. Focus camera. A little bit more. A little bit more, please. That's it. So once that's done, what we have to do, orientate. See this where the bottom piece of tape is? Line up to the bottom piece of tape. The nuts have the same direction with the nuts on top that we did earlier, and tighten it up, making sure it's good and tight. German torque spec. One thing's really important is the coat hanger need to be on top of the ute on the bend, because this part right here is actually does the clamping job. You want to clamp the strut with the coat hanger, not clamping the coat hanger part in between this flat part, or else you're gonna slip. Trust me. We did how many sets of Hullavator? 4 already?
4.
Yeah. This is the 4th sets of Hullavator we've been doing. Well, Benny been doing. I was just here. Got nothing better to do on a Sunday afternoon. So after we put this in, as you can see, nuts facing forward. The most important part is these need to be faced forward, and see how this right here aligns with the hole right here, and that's when the bolt and the nut is gonna go in like this. And because it's a shock, it's not perfectly aligned, but that's fine. Once we it will all make sense later. And so when we close it, you have access point to remove these bolts, nut and bolts. After some minor adjustment, it's in. All we have to do, we use this very long bolt and the washer and the locking nut to lock everything. So at this stage, you can start taking off all of these. So we need this thing called the tool. Start removing everything and then you're done. That's it. And later on, we actually gonna do some tests. And of course, you gotta remove these, remove that, remove the tape, just, you know, finger it, go remove your tape, and that's it. Most important part is to remove this tape. So, how long fingernail works. If it doesn't, use a knife. But this piece of tape must be removed before you can use, or else you're gonna have problems. Don't ask how I know.